This is Josh Wood's Genesis Podcast. My hope is that this will help you connect in new ways with the God of the Bible, as it helps me study, process, and think out loud. Thanks so much for listening. Let's go. Genesis chapter 13. Genesis 13 is the story of Abram and Lot separating. Abram lets Lot choose which land to take. Verses 8 and 9. So Abram said to Lot, "Let's not have any quarreling between you and I, or between your herders and mine, for we are close relatives. Is not the whole land before you? Let's part company. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left." NIV. Of course, one good lesson to take away from this is to try to live your life with sacrificial humility, to make personal sacrifices to avoid impersonal arguments. But here's what resonated with me about this passage. Sometimes in life, we make it seem as though a decision is absolutely black and white, as if two options lie before us. One of those options will bring with it God's blessing, and the other, God's curse. We do it with our careers. Should I choose this job or that? We do it with big purchase decisions such as homes or cars. Should we choose this one or that? We even do it with family planning. Should we have one kid or two? No kids or 9? We agonize over the decisions as though making the wrong one dooms us to a life of misery and the right one to a life of prosperity and happiness. Do you think Abram would have suffered the same fate as Lot had he chosen the better land? I don't, actually. I think it was the decisions they made along the journey, specifically whether or not they walked with God or without God on said journey. I think the same can be said for many of our decisions. It isn't so much about whether you choose the more humble-looking house or the more spacious one, or the career with a more lucrative future or the lesser, or the minivan or the SUV. No, it's about inviting God along on the journey and trying your best to remember that it's all God's to begin with. Then, God will bless the journey like he did Abram's. Ultimately, there are a lot of decisions in my life that I've boiled down to either right or wrong, God blessed or God cursed. I remember agonizing over the decision whether or not to move back to Amarillo from College Station, Texas. Lot would have chosen College Station 100 out of 100 times, by the way. Beautiful land, beautiful people, God's country. But I digress. We prayed and prayed over that decision. In hindsight, I'm thrilled with our decision and see many God-given blessings from the move. But I don't believe that life in College Station would have been doomed to sadness and depravity had we stayed there. No, God could have done amazing, miraculous things there too. What's my point? I have no idea. Thanks for listening to my podcast. Just kidding. Maybe the story of Genesis 13 is telling me that I was agonizing over some of these decisions for no reason. Maybe there wasn't a right or wrong answer, and maybe the initial decision was the least important aspect of the whole process. In other words, maybe how you walk the journey is more important than the initial decision-making process. More importantly still, if I believe the decisions in my own life can have a lot of gray area in them, maybe I should give a little more grace for the decisions others make about their lives. And maybe, just maybe, when others make decisions I would deem as wrong, maybe I'm looking at their decision as if they choose the land Abram ended up with. It looks worse to me compared to their other option, but in the end, God is bigger than my opinion of their decision. So, it's better for me to join people and help them walk with Jesus on their journey than it is for me to gripe about their chosen destination. Or worse, crucify them for it.
Yeah. Yo, Abram and Lot, they had to divide. Land stretched out wide, no need to collide. Let's keep the peace, Abram said with grace. You pick your spot, I'll take my place. Left or right, it's yours to choose. Sacrificial vibes, ain't got nothing to lose. Lot took the green, Abram took the dust. But blessings came down, cause in God he trusts. It ain't about the choice, black or white. It's the journey with God that makes it right. Big moves, small plans, let it unfold. Y'all walk with the Lord and the story's gold. We stress and sweat, is this the way? Job or house kids, night and day. One path blessed, one path cursed. Nah, it's how you roll, not what comes first. Abram's land of lots, it's all the same. God's in the mix, he's running the game. College Station or Amarillo fam, prayed it through, now I see the plan. It ain't about the choice, black or white. It's the journey with God that makes it right. Big moves, small plans, let it unfold. Walk with the Lord and the story's gold. So quit the judging, let folks decide. Their path ain't yours, don't take the ride. God's grace is big, his mercy flows. Help them walk with Jesus, that's how it goes.
You've been listening to Josh Wood's Genesis podcast. Feel free to connect with me on Substack, Instagram, Facebook, X, or Threads. My username is JoshWoodTX on all of the above. Thanks for listening. See you next time.